Snakes are dangerous. The only others, blah blah. There are pet owners who are too irresponsible to keep a gaping mouth lethal, possibly poisonous, speedy, creepy, and durable reptile that has even more vertebrae than they do. Some are constrictors and will choke you. Some are poisonous, such as vipers or rattlesnakes. Some will just plain eat you. More people have died from snake bites in India than any other country. What does that have to do with it? More people have died from cows in one country more than another country. Probably because they have more cows or dumber people. More people have died while using a phone in certain countries. It's not even related. Okay, moving on. If they escape from their cages, there's no telling what hay could do besides kill their owners. After eating someone, they can infect groups of people with the bacteria that were all over their bodies by spreading them by hissing. If they become roadkill, their fangs may damage cart. I seriously can't tell if this one's real or not. They eat your other pets and your kids. There have been 34 kids hurt by snakes, and a lot of other pets have died from these monstrous beasts. Let's do some math. In the past 12 years, there's been 382 deaths by dogs in where? In the US only. Wait, there's more on this one. Some people let them roam free in the wild, and Some people let them roam free in the wild, and they grow so massive, they try to eat mailboxes. I don't know what that means. Gross and stuff. Ew. Snakes are yuck yuck and they live in jungles. No homes. They no good and blah. Slime to make me sad. And they are big and like to kill. They no cute. They ugly. They fat. They slimy. They big. They small. They no good. That's why. Signed. Smart. And stuff. It's inhumane. They're never given enough room to move around and lag. I'm sorry, but not all of us are Brian. It supports rodent males in the inhumane killing of rats who, unlike snakes, have emotion. Excuse me. Snakes are not capable of affection because they don't have emotions. This is not opinion, it's fact. Why would anyone want a so-called pet who can kill another pet or a child? If you want to own an animal like that, move to the jungle of Argentina. People there kill them. A deadly snake is not your friend. You are endangering others. These deadly creatures are not man's best friend, rather all species' enemy. And well, like, people are talking about how like mice are so lovely, which they can be in captivity, but unless you want the bubonic plague back, you better start hanging out with some snakes and being nice to them. Snakes are in the Bible, people. Okay, we can throw that one out. Why would you risk your family to have a pet snake in your house? Snakes are not pets. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what a snake is, but no matter what, snakes can hurt you. Sure. Dogs and cats and even birds can, but snakes, when they bite, they can easily go through your skin and even veins. I have a friend that held a garden snake and it bit an artery. I'm not laughing at that part. Look at how tiny that tooth is. How does that reach an artery? I think you've got something else in your backyard. Some snakes are very poisonous that with one bite they can kill you. My friend had a snake and it killed his sister because it was out of control, and most snake owners are very irresponsible. Okay, so obviously there's no statistic for how many snake owners are irresponsible, but basically most people say you should just ban something because people are bad at caring for it. But I mean, there's other animals that kind of end up in shelters, that end up dying, that end up being forced to fight. But we don't say they're illegal, we just say, let's make sure we teach people how to care for dogs. So basically they're saying some snake owners are bad. I can agree, we've all seen a bad snake owner or two, not that I'm throwing any shade at anyone. But basically instead of fixing the issue, instead of telling people how to do it, well, let's make sure the snakes are just banned for their own sake. Because education is no good. You do not respect nature if you want a snake as a pet. Snakes live in the nature, you can find them in forests, not on streets. They need to be outside, they need to kill and get killed, because that's how nature works. You take them, you keep them in your house and think, this is great. Well, no, it's actually very cruel of snake owners. Snakes need to be out in the wild and you ruin the ecosystem by keeping them in your house. This is why we usually buy captive bred animals to fix that issue. I'm not gonna harp about poisonous snakes or biblical interpretations of the snakes. I'm arguing ecological impact. While I'm sure some of these snake owners are responsible human beings, neglected owners of constricting snakes in particular, those of the python family, have done devastating damage to the southern Florida wetlands and have possibly doomed many swamps and in the southeast. No, irregardless of how the owner feels, the nature of owning a snake is cruel. I'll quote PETA. Okay, we can throw this one out. No, nope, it's the same dude, throw it out. I think snakes do not make good pets. Snakes can get out of their tanks, they can hurt other pets in the neighborhood. Snakes have to eat live prey while they're still alive. That's what live means. But that's what these are for. A lot of these people just don't know the details, which is understandable if you're not gonna keep one. But at the same time, you shouldn't just throw random garbage out if you don't know. This is just making me brain dead. Why did I do this video? I don't know how many more of these I can take. Snakes are not good pets snakes not good pets is the need space, but too much because sometimes they get scared with too little space, so they can't move around. What is wrong with these people? Oh, Isabel also said, another reason snakes make bad pets is because it's not really cheap to take care of snakes. Heat lamps, tanks, and does not have to be live, food is experience third and final. Well, basically, snakes are not cheap enough to keep. Well, the average snake is about $10 or so a month to manage monthly, but say it was $1 million a month. It's you see that Lamborghini over there? I don't care if you can afford it. I don't care if you really want it. I don't care if you have the money. It's too expensive. You're not allowed to get it. No. Not cheap enough. Not really cheap. Nope. Some people don't know how to take care of their snakes. Not knowing when to feed their snakes. Hey, look at that. There's the answer. These are just getting really repetitive. Snakes come from species. They might be poisonous, like pit vipers. If you step on one and it will bite you, you'll need to go to the hospital for antivenom. What does that have to do with keeping them? Why are you stepping in your enclosure? Second, the snake can escape and hurt your family members and pets. Okay, I know, this is just triggering me every time I read it. It's worse every time. If you've ever had a snake escape, you know that thing is going to get away as far as it can from people. It wants to hide and not die. It's just it's the exact opposite of everything. I know you all know that. I don't know why. We just need to stop reading these. Let's just do a few more. First of all, they're strong, so they might bite or squeeze you to death. So, I don't know, people can squeeze you to death too. Some of the people are pretty strong, but they're not just gonna grab you and strangle you for no reason. Actually, there's a higher chance you're just gonna get grabbed and strangled by some random person than a snake. Lastly, it can hurt your pets the same way they did to you. But the cats and dogs are always the ones that end up harming the reptiles, so rethink which ones you need to keep. Also, cats and dogs are wonderful, so my point is keep them both, don't get rid of either. If you put one in a small tank, it will leave its tank. It just leaves. Have these people just been keeping animals and they just forget that a top on an enclosure can help them out? Snakes should be illegal because there's some consequences with having a pet snake. You need to clean its cage. They should be illegal because you have to keep its cage clean. You need to play with it once in a while. I hate playing with animals. And finally, make sure your snake doesn't bite anyone, because I know we all have trouble with that. To top it all off, you need to make sure the snake doesn't come out of the cage. Maybe just put a top on it. Maybe just put some latches on it. They can hurt others when you are feeding them. They can bite you or jump out of its cage. They can also be dangerous if they are poisonous. They can either spread venom or poison around people's houses. Okay, I'm just gonna stop now. This is too much. There's still more reasons. If for some reason you want to read it, go to really don't go to debate.org. But 45%. Oh, this video was stupid. I came across it and I was like, let's talk about it. If you want more stupid videos, let me know. Smart and stuff, that's my favorite. But that'll be it. Not a very usual video. If you want more quality content, make sure to go to other stuff on the channel, because this is not. Okay, bye.